Hello everyone and welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. I'm Jacob Letman. Thanks for being with us here on the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so now so you can get updates anytime we come out with new videos. And what a new video we have indeed. It is a big deal. It is November 4th, so it is the day after election night, and Proposition 22 has passed with a majority vote of 58% in California, which is a very big deal, and still so much yet to find out about how this is going to play out. But if you don't know about Proposition 22, if you're a driver elsewhere in the country, basically the deal is this. Last year, California passed AB 5, a bill which forced rideshare companies and other gig economy jobs to classify their independent contractor workers as employees, which Uber and Lyft basically denied doing that. There have been lawsuits, and their best way to combat that, Uber and Lyft in particular, with other gig economy apps jumping on the coattails of this, was creating their own bill, their own proposition, Proposition 22, which reclassifies drivers as independent contractors, but offers them more benefits. And there is a lot of discrepancy surrounding this because it is the rideshare companies that drafted this bill themselves. So obviously, there are going to be things that work in their favor. Now, the reason that this even came about is because they said it was, with this many drivers in California, as many drivers as they had, it was too expensive to reclassify that many independent contractors as employees and offer them all benefits, such as health care, paid time off, sick pay. What else? Taking care of expenses for transportation. That's a huge one, right? All of us drivers know how much it costs to effectively take care of our vehicles, and that comes out of our own pockets, right? So all of this up in the air, and then also saying, right, so basically Uber came out and said this. If Proposition 22 does not pass, then most likely we're going to cut 70 to 80% of our drivers. There will be set schedules. You will only be able to drive for Uber, no other companies, and there will be a maximum amount of money that you can make. And so there were actually lawsuits then brought about by rideshare drivers, I think in San Francisco specifically, maybe San Diego also, saying that there was voter intimidation with how much they were pushing Proposition 22 on their drivers with messages every time you get on the app, emails, that sort of thing. I don't live in California anymore, so I wasn't there. Otherwise, I would have definitely been reporting closely on it. Anyway, it passed. That's where we're at now. 58%, the majority passed it. And this is maybe a win for a lot of drivers. As we know, the majority of rideshare drivers don't drive full time. So this could be a happy medium for most drivers. Time will tell on that. I'm curious, how are you guys all feeling about this? You guys passed it in California as a majority, so I'm assuming you're feeling pretty good. Get at me in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on this. Some of the things, well, here, let me read a quote for you. California voters agreed that instead of eliminating independent work, we should make it better. That is per Uber spokesman Matthew Wing. And this hurts anyone who is driving full-time, which unfortunately that is not the majority of drivers, because the people who do this full-time, it would definitely be best for them if they could be full-time employees to get all of those benefits, but that's just not the reality of the demographic that mostly drives. So there's a lot of pros and cons on this. Let's just cover what are some of the promises with this. Well, And before we get into that, I should also say that stocks surged for both Uber and Lyft, who are publicly traded companies. Now that investors know that this battle in California is kind of put to bed for the time being. Yeah, so there's that. So we'll see again how will this play out. But here's what's being promised by Uber. They're promising that the minimum wage will make 120% of the minimum wage. An issue with that, the way that it's written, is that is only with what's called engaged time, which is when you're either driving someone or you are on your way to pick someone up. So apparently, an economist study that was done at Berkeley showed that it is still possible for drivers to only make $5.64 an hour if they're not getting rides. So we will have to see, and the drivers are going to have to let us know how this goes. What else? 30 cents per mile for expenses. So that's good, right? Expenses are a big issue with rideshare drivers. As we all know, if you have an expensive mechanical issue and you're not on the road, you're not making money. So that's a big concern. And then there'll be money for healthcare. There'll be money that drivers can earn to use for either healthcare or paid time off, sick pay, basically however you see fit. And that'll be determined upon how much you drive. And I'm still a little unclear on how that all plays out. So this is better than what was before because you're getting some guarantees. This is still in big favor of the gig economy, the Ubers, the Lyft, the DoorDash, the Instacart. Big win for them. Hopefully a big win for drivers. I'm cautiously optimistic. Is this the better path? Maybe. We'll find out. Some concerns are a couple of concerns that we'll see how this plays out. Basically, the only way to amend this proposition, because of the way that it was written, the rideshare companies, the way they wrote it, it would take a 7/8 supermajority to amend it. I don't really know what that means. Basically, what it comes down to is there would have to be another bill put forth that would have to pass to overturn this. Most expensive bill, $200 million is what the rideshare companies, the gig economy apps put forward to help get this passed. I just feel that this is more in favor of the gig economy jobs, but we'll see. And then also, depending on how this plays out, could set a precedent for other states. And if this does work heavily in favor of the rideshare companies, will they try and pass ballots, propositions, bills in other states to kind of avoid having to go through what they went through in California? We will see. Time will tell. I'm more curious what your guys' thoughts are. Please get down in the comments section below. Get at me. Let me know what you think out there in California. All right. It passed. That's what it is. I'm Jacob Letman. This is the Rideshare Hub. Until the next time, you guys, stay safe out there.